Yo, what's going on, guys? Just wanted to make a quick update video today because I'm feeling a little sick. I don't expect Bitcoin to really do anything until until tomorrow anyways, as we got the big FOMC meeting coming up that should kind of dictate where Bitcoin gets this next move. So we're gonna do a video today and kind of talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum, what we kind of expect, and maybe for Doge, maybe we'll think about it. All right, so let's jump on into it. Smack up that like button for your boy. Let's get it. So you guys can see right now, Bitcoin's kind of just it's just going a little sideways in this little symmetrical triangle, right? We got higher lows coming in, lower highs, and Bitcoin's got to pick a direction here at some point. We're in a pivotal position, right? Because we know that Bitcoin did break all these highs looking left, right? You look over here, we broke this high, this high, this high, this high, and we are forming this symmetrical triangle, which is sort of it's one of these patterns that I don't love to look at, but at least gives you a sense of, okay, a move has got to come, right? You got resistance coming down, support coming up. A move has got to come one of the way. And we know tomorrow we got the big news event, what everyone's been waiting for, right? The FOMC meeting, which should give Bitcoin that move up or move down, and it'll probably do both, to be honest, is what it usually does on this news events. As we guys know, we have right now we have an 84% chance of a 75 basis point rate hike and a 16% chance at a 50 basis point rate hike. So right now, I think people are getting a little bit too optimistic on this 50 basis point hike, but it's got to be 75. In my personal opinion, it's got to be 75, and we know how this works, right? You're going to see a pump and a dump. You're going to see a dump and a pump. You're probably going to see both, and don't be surprised. And I'm not going to be trading the market at all because, listen, it ends up being a craziness, and your stop loss gets hit whatever way you go, and it is what it is. So we're not going to mess with that. But if you look at some targets of this, which are both interesting targets, depending on, I think, what Powell says tomorrow. I don't care about what actually happens. It's going to be 75. I care about what is Powell going to say. That's going to dictate the market. Is he going to start talking bullish? We got to slow down these rate hikes, or is he going to keep saying we got to keep raising rates into 2023? That's going to be the big question. But sort of look at some of these measure moves, which are interesting points. The upside measure move out of this is going to put you right at that 786 retracement back up to 21.7, which this whole time has been my target. And I do think at some point, right, Bitcoin's going to come up to this 21.7 in the near future to take some of this liquidity looking up here, right? And the downside, right, if it does break to the downside, it does give you a measure move down to 19.3. which you also got some liquidity back down here. How do we know that? We got yellow vector candle to the downside that ends at 19.3, and we got a red vector candle to the upside, which the middle of it is 21.7. So we got liquidity on both sides. Which direction is Bitcoin want to go? That's going to be the big point here. And something I'll be watching tomorrow is this RSI trend line. And if I see this break to the upside, right, that's when I got to say, okay, I expect Bitcoin to probably get at least a quick whipsaw move to the upside to come up and take our flag there of our target of 21.7 that we've been talking about since we were at the lows, right? When no one else wanted to buy, that's what we were sort of saying the target was. So it is what it is. Let's go over to Ethereum. So Ethereum's in the same point, right? Just higher lows, lower highs, and we're sort of waiting for that next move on Ethereum here as well. It's the same point, right? And the targets are also interesting, right? The upside target out of this little triangle puts us up at our target at 1769, which is our previous high. Downside target is pretty much a retest of our bigger, more macro channel that we had on the daily chart, which one resistance, two resistance, we were able to smack it the other day, smack it like Will Smith, and we were able to, will we come back down and back test tomorrow? A lot of it depends on what happens tomorrow. And that's why, it's great to talk about the charts and everything, but I think we got to wait a lot of this out and see what happens next. At the end of the day, we sort of know that Bitcoin's at a key spot, right? It's right up to that bear market resistance band, which is that 20-week moving average, which historically has been a huge resistance in bear markets. Is this going to be another point where Bitcoin gets rejected from this and resits the lows, or will it break up to the upside? We shall find out. And it'll be interesting to see how Bitcoin reacts tomorrow when it's sitting right at that resistance point, right? Very, very interesting. You guys know my take. I don't expect new lows unless we see some massive black swan event, right? Or if Powell comes out tomorrow and calls 100 basis points, we probably see lower lows. Until then, I'm going to remain relatively, kind of neutral on this because, listen, we go look at all the past FOMC meeting dates, right? Look at what happened, right? Besides the April one where people were still still somewhat optimistic that a bull run was coming imminently, right? The June, July, and September one really didn't mean much, right? And you actually, if you look at it, yes, you had the meeting, but a couple weeks later, you ended up being at higher prices every single time, right? So I don't think it's going to be this huge thing where you get a bad news and, oh my God, we're going to the downside. If anything, right? If it's really, really bad, I see us revisiting the lows and sort of settling there again. I don't think it's going to mean much in the grand scheme of things, but short-term volatility is almost guaranteed on a day like that. So make sure you're watching out for that. And we'll kind of go from there. Now, I know everyone wants to talk about Doge, so let's do a quick Doge update. Doge did get a pullback down to the 0.5 retracement, sort of just chilling. I think Doge is going to do whatever Bitcoin does tomorrow. If Bitcoin decides it wants to go to the upside, I expect Doge to come up to our target here of about 17 cents. If Bitcoin decides it wants to shit the bed, which it certainly could, right? We've seen it happen in the past. We're sort of looking at Doge probably come back down and retest as 11 cent, and even possibly further, right? Because Doge just came up so quick, so fast. I wouldn't be surprised that even if Bitcoin has a terrible day tomorrow, it possibly coming down to test some of these lows at like 10 cents or so, right? So to just be wary with Doge. It's came up a lot, and the ones that come up a lot usually come down faster if the market comes down. So once again. Another sort of clarity moment and where we have to go. My target for Doge, the last couple of days was up here at 17 cents. We've got pretty close earlier today. We got to like 15.7 cents, but not quite 17. So we still keep that posted too. And overall, guys, it's just an interesting day for the markets overall, right? The NASDAQ at a huge resistance level that we were looking to break back above today, and we got a wick above and we got rejected. So the NASDAQ at a big resistance will reverse and break out. A lot of it depends, right? The S&P, right at resistance, will it break out? A lot of it depends on tomorrow. Everything's at such a critical point, and to be honest, it gets you a little bit. I wouldn't say on edge, but it gets you the adrenaline rolling a little bit, knowing that at least you'll get some catalyst for some price movement. All right. So, DXY also kind of at resistance. So it's you can go on and on and on about all this stuff, right? The euro coming back down and testing such a critical level that, this kind of kickstarted this movement up for Bitcoin and stock market for me, right? When the euro broke this trend line, that's when everything started to go really, really nice last week. It's now came back down to retest. And this was sort of my validation. If the euro tomorrow dumps and comes back into this channel, that's not going to be good for risk assets. So we got to watch this very, very carefully. We're pretty much almost back into the channel, so we got to watch this. If tomorrow we can back test this and we can start getting that rise, that would be very, very nice, I think, for risk assets. So we patiently watch this. I don't want to go back into this channel for the euro because that means the dollar is probably going to continue higher, which means that Bitcoin, stocks, and those kind of things are also coming back, unfortunately, to the downside if that does happen. So a lot of things happen. Like I said, just want to do a quick update video. I'm going to rest my voice, as I said, as feeling a little bit under the weather. And I want to be ready to go in case we get some serious news or some serious action going into tomorrow. And I already took like a massive nap. Not like you guys care. I'm acting like I'm on a live stream right now, and I'm not. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys. I might move the morning stream to the FOMC time, which I believe is at 2 or 2:30 tomorrow. So I might move that up so we can catch the price action then, depending on what the markets look like in the morning. So I'll keep you updated on that. But as always, catch you guys in the morning or in the afternoon for the FOMC, and let's freaking get busy, man. Let's freaking get busy. All right. Peace out, my friends. See ya later. Peace.